I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92. And I'm back with another BAM reaction video. Yes. And today's reaction video, we're going to be doing a reaction video to God of Destruction Goku finds Ultra Cell. Oh man, this is about to be some heat. But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit that like button on your way in so that way we can tell YouTube to share the video to more people, which is wonderful. And it really helps out the channel, you guys. Also, if you're new here, I want to sincerely thank you for coming by and enjoying content with us today. Here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything, reaction videos. So if you like Dragon Ball content and you into reaction videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and become a part of the Dragon Ball Art family. And hey, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can always be updated whenever your boy drop a video. You dig? Now I ain't gonna hold y'all for real. Let's get to the content.
Time on Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Vegito's actions traveling through time had resulted in the creation of an Ultra Cell, born with his DNA, ultimately causing every Z fighter, apart from Goku, to die in a horrendous battle with the android, thus triggering the rage of Goku and the awakening of Beerus, who would then go on to train Goku to be the next God of Destruction. And now in today's manga, with Goku's training complete, we will finally see our hero come face to face with Ultra Cell. So our story continues from the familiar plains of Beerus' planet. And standing in front of the God of Destruction and his angel Whis is Son Goku, now draped in his own destroyer clothing as he repeats to Whis, "It's time, Whis. Time to take me back to Earth." To which Whis,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Destroyer outfits is raw to me, bro. I like the design of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It looks flowy, looks ready to fight. You dig what I'm saying? So whoever Dragon Ball artist, you know, that came up with those designs did a wonderful job with the God of Destruction designs.
with a smile looking back, responds, "Of course, Goku-san." But curiously, Beerus remains less convinced on whether Goku has made enough progress, as he comments, "Really, Saiyan? So you really think you're ready? This Cell guy is no joke. I had a little peek at him while you were taking so long getting changed, and it seems he's gotten quite a bit stronger. You may need another 14 years yet." Whis, meanwhile, just quietly flies over to Goku, before bending down to the Saiyan's eye level and agreeing, "Yes, Goku-san, I'm afraid Lord Beerus has a point. Without seeing him fight firsthand, it's difficult to even gauge how strong he may be. But he is definitely not the same creature he was 7 days ago."
So that means that Cell found some type of way to probably become perfect. But I'm wondering, did the doctor create some new androids or something to get him to that level? Like, how did that occur? Or did he do it just strictly off humans' energy? All are the Z fighters that he absorbed. Let's find out.
Are you sure you don't want to train anymore, Goku-san? Now that you have officially agreed to become the next God of Destruction, the Pyramid of Power will always be available to you. But Goku, now looking seriously at the angel, responds, "From what you saw, Whis, should I be worried? Should I get back in that pyramid? Just tell me the truth." And Whis, with a sense of caution, just responds, "Well, you may be in for a surprise when you see him. Visually, at least. That's all I can say. The final decision is ultimately up to you, Goku-san. Goku, for a moment after hearing this, just remained silent, brooding on his own thoughts until a streak of rage seemingly gets to him and he tightens his fist so hard a vein begins to pop. But eventually, he raises his arm and stares into his palm and lets out, "No, I'm ready. I've already had a huge advantage over Cell by training for 14 years, while he's only had 7 days. Who's to say how much stronger he could get if I gave him any longer? The odds are already in my favor, and Vegeta would probably never let me hear the end of it if I needed any more time."
I mean, he got a good point. If he been training for 14 years and Cell only has 7 days to accomplish his goals, then yeah, that boy got a real good advantage. But it's kind of really dependent on how much of Vegito's DNA changed Cell in what ways. You feel me? Because if his DNA sped up his strength growth, because Ultra Vegito gets strong real quick, then Goku might have a real problem on his hands. And that 7 days probably matched his 14 years. But we go see, because it don't look like he going back in that pyramid. So
if I'm not ready now, then I'll never be. The time is now, Whis. And with a change of look, now smirking at the older god of destruction, Goku says, "And don't worry, Beerus. When I'm done, I'll be back for a little rematch. You can count on it." To which Beerus, then with a similar smile, then responds, "Spoken like a true cocky Saiyan, and a future god of destruction too. Good luck, and don't disappoint me. I'll be waiting for you on the other side." And with that, Goku waves his final goodbyes, yelling, "See you later, Lord Beerus," and him and the angel attendant Whis then vanish, leaving Beerus all alone. And eventually, Whis and Goku appear once more, presumably now back on Earth and within a mountainous area. Whis, now having done everything Lord Beerus and Goku had requested, then looks back at Goku with a smile and asks him an important question. "So, it's finally time, Goku-san. My, how time flies. I guess this feeling must be similar to letting a child leave the family home. I'd say this cell is about 4 miles to the east, and I'm sure with the Trail of Destruction, he won't be hard to find. Now, is there anything you need from me before you begin your battle? Perhaps you'd like to fight in your original clothing. After all, you aren't a god of destruction just yet." But despite hearing this offer, Goku just smiles back and lifts his fist towards Whis, saying, "Haha, thanks for the offer, but no. I used to wear that gi as it was a gift from my first teacher, Master Roshi."
that's a surprise for Goku to say no about his gi. He loved that gi, so it shows a lot of growth and development in Goku's mind. So at this point, since he lost everybody, I guess he's starting over fresh, even mentally. That's how you do that there. Salute to you, Goku.
But right now, he's gone, and his killer is still on this planet. I couldn't wear that gi with any kind of pride if I didn't avenge him first before returning to it. And with that pointedly said, Goku and Whis tap fists, with Goku's final words being, "Besides, these last few years, you and Beerus have been my masters, so it's only right I take after you guys now. Take care, Whis. I'll see you soon." And Whis, now trusting in his student, smiles, replying, "Good luck, Goku-san. We'll be waiting," and then vanishes from Earth a second later. And now with Goku alone on Earth with Cell, he turns to the direction Whis had told him of, now serious as he thinks to himself, "Cell, I'm coming. I'm finally going to make you pay! And just like that, with more speed and urgency than he had ever shown before, Son Goku shoots off in search of Ultra Cell.
And the fight's about to begin. Ding, 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 ding. On one side, we have God of Destruction Goku. On the other side of the ring, we have Ultra Cell. Who's going to win?
And meanwhile, in the middle of a destroyed and ravaged city, Dr. Gero is seen. Of course, having been left to survive in this timeline by Ultra Vegito. And standing in front of him is none other than Cell. Dr. Gero, with his cold, lifeless face, looks to his creation and says to him, "Cell, just how many more of these humans will you need to consume? You are already the strongest in this universe by a gigantic margin. We must find Son Goku. That is your purpose, and that is why I built you. Do not forget that." But as Gero berates his greatest invention, nearby, a pair of somewhat familiar feet land on the ground near them. Who goes there? I was sure we eliminated all the Earthlings in this pathetic city. Goku's arrival, of course, immediately being noticed by Gero, but from a distance, he only appears as a blurry, dark silhouette until... What? It can't be! It's... Son Goku! And standing there confidently, of course, is God of Destruction Goku, staring deeply into the eyes of Gero and the back of the creature known as Cell. Before Goku, who at this point is unfamiliar with exactly who the old man is, then comments, "So, you know who I am. I'm guessing you're the Dr. Gero Yamcha told me about? Funny, I don't remember you at all, but from what I hear, you created all these monsters just to get revenge on me for what I did to the Red Ribbon Army. How stupid."
How butthurt was he for real, bro, to go through all this to get revenge because his army got taken down? That's crazy work. That's crazy work, bro, because all the money, effort, and time he put into creating these monsters, as we would say, he could have rebuilt or did anything else. You feel what I'm saying? But he was that butthurt. He put his whole life into getting revenge on Goku. It's probably why it didn't really work out for bro. But let's see what this timeline says.
All this, all the pain and misery you caused just to get back at what was only a kid. You're just as bad as your creation, a spineless monster. But Gero, hearing this, is nothing short of triggered by the belittling of his motivations, responding, "How dare you? What would you know of monsters? You destroyed everything I built, my whole army, all my years of research, millions in Zenny, all up in flames, done in by a primitive tailed ape who shouldn't even be on this planet. I waited decades for my revenge and even lost my humanity in the process. But now, my revenge has finally come with my Cell." And as if just on cue and on command of Gero, a robotic foot begins to move, followed by the green creature turning its head slowly and eventually revealing shockingly perfect Cell. As inexplicably, the combined being then lets out with a self-assured smile, "Pleasure to finally meet you, Son Goku. I've been waiting for this moment since the day I was born. I guess you could say I'm a fan of yours." That's Cell! Which immediately leaves the uninformed Goku completely shell-shocked. Given from Whis' staff, he'd only ever briefly seen the imperfect form of Cell. leading him to wonder. He looks so different. What the hell happened? This isn't what we showed me. His power, so much stronger than before. And as we get a closer look, the difference is completely clear. No longer is Cell the scrawny, nightmarish-looking figure he was before absorbing 17 and 18. He now stands tall, arms folded, in the same exact form we remember from Dragon Ball Z all those years ago. But with the fact Ultra Vegito destroyed both 17 and 18, just how did this Cell attain perfection? Cell, who visibly can see Goku's...
That's the same question that I have, bro. It's getting good because I definitely want to find out.
Confusion and almost takes pleasure in seeing it, sports a cocky grin as he comments, "Surprise, Son Goku? I suppose if you're running away all this time to God knows where, the last time you ever saw me was probably on the news. I guess I haven't made an appearance on TV in a while. Not since, you know, I absorbed everyone in this damn city." What? You monster! Instantly getting Goku's back up as he thinks on the horrors the innocent people of Earth faced while he was gone.
That's gotta be a horrible experience, bro. For Cell to suck the life force out of a person, like, bruh, I know they was tortured going through that, bro. And the whole fact that he absorbed their essence, so that means their soul is not even free, bro. Like, he's really utilizing their soul energy. That's some crazy work, bro. That's a monster for real, bro. For real, for real.
Continuing, so that explains it. You change your looks based on how many humans you absorb. You're disgusting. But Cell just finds Goku's outburst humorous, laughing as he then explains, "Haha, you're just as dumb as the data records implied. No, Son Goku, this is my perfect form, gained from absorbing 2 lesser model androids, not the pitifully weak creatures who roam this godforsaken dump. For whatever reason, the 2 androids I was born to absorb had already been destroyed. Maybe by Vegeta or Trunks. Who knows? But luckily, whoever it was, they left my creator Dr. Gero intact. And like the doting father he is, he immediately went..."
Yeah, so he basically made 2 other androids so Cell can absorb. But how did he make them the same 2? Didn't he use humans to make those androids? How is it possible that he make the same ones, bro? Look the same and everything. Right. That's wild, bro. What? That's wild, bro. He must have cloned them or something.
To work, replicating 2 near identical androids just for me. Took a little while, but eventually I had 2 meals necessary to become the god you see before you. And the hearing of his Cell talk so highly of him immediately brings a smile across the scientist's face, as he grins widely and adds, "Yes, my greatest creation, Cell, is finally perfect due to my efforts. The first 2 models were not configured properly anyway. They rebelled almost immediately. Letting Cell absorb those 2 would have only polluted him and left him with the same behavioral problems. But the new androids had no such issues, and for that reason, Cell is now truly perfect." And with his arm now raised...
So these 2 probably wasn't human then. You know, because if they didn't have the same characteristic problems, that means they didn't have some of them human traits that they had before Vegito destroyed them.
And finger pointed firmly at Goku, Dr. Gero aims to prove Cell's obedience as he yells out, "Now go, Cell! The time has come to avenge everything we have lost. kill Son Goku! To which Cell appears with a smile, humbly agreeing, "As you wish, Father." "Oh no, you don't! You're mine!" Huh? What? Who's that? Yamcha? Leaving all three in a state of confusion over who this mystery voice yelling over to them was, and why they're so damn confident. What kind of all-powerful individual or god could be interrupting them? But standing there anticlimactically is actually...
Bro, hey, Mr. Satan does have heart, bro. You know, he may not be the fighter that's going to get the job done, but he go try, bro, in whatever way that he possibly can, bro. And he does help out the Z fighters in a lot of ways. That's why I say, bro, it's always a team effort when they beat enemies, bro. It's not an individual effort. It never really is.
in fact a worshipful wear Mr. Satan, aka Hercule, in his tournament champion outfit, yelling furiously, "Yeah, you there! You're the monster who's terrorizing my city, aren't you? Well, it's about time you met my fists!" Leaving somewhat comedically Goku, Cell, and Dr. Gero watching on awkwardly in silence, completely underwhelmed by the random Earthling intruding on their battle. Nonetheless, though, the oblivious Mr. Satan immediately launches a fruitless attack, iconically screaming, "Dynamite Punch!" But Dr. Gero, seeing this waste of time approach them, immediately is angered and grumbles back, "Filthy human! How dare you overestimate yourself in front of us immortals? Get out of our way!" What the? And immediately, with very little ease, of course, Dr. Gero vanishes and reappears in front of a completely unsuspecting Hercule before...
Of course, Dr. Gero would be the monster to kill Mr. Satan. Mr. Satan wasn't going to harm none of them, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But you are dealing with an evil scientist with no heart. He just dogged Mr. Satan, bruh.
Dr. Gero mercilessly stabs Hercule through his stomach, sending blood to gush out of his mouth, an open wound tragically. And with his life force now truly fading from this clearly fatal attack, the old father can only mutter in his final words, "Oh no, this must be one of those damn magic tricks. Videl,
Bro, why you call it a magic trick, bro? When you about to die, bro, that's obviously not a magic trick. And he didn't shoot no energy blast. He just punched a hole in you. That man punched a hole in you. Oh, man.
Sorry." With that, a near lifeless body of Mr. Satan drops onto the shoulder of Dr. Gero, who is less than impressed, commenting, "Disgusting. Get the hell off me, you ape." Leading to Dr. Gero to instantly remove his now bloody stained hand from Hercule's body, causing Mr. Satan to first land hard on his knees, and then finally onto the floor, face first, now well and truly dead. Earth's champion and greatest martial artist, at least in the eyes of the media, was now dead and gone. Oh! This brutal action shocks Goku, seeing yet another Earthling from the planet he swore to protect die so brutally to these heartless creatures. As he continues, "Why? Why would you do that? It wasn't a threat at all. You'll pay." And as Goku's Saiyan rage builds, the atmosphere and air itself surrounding begins to thicken, and the ground beneath shakes until... Goku? Where did that Saiyan go? Goku immediately vanishes from near Cell, leaving the android nothing short of confused. What? What are you? But soon in a twist, Goku instead appears right in front of a surprised Dr. Gero, grabbing his bloody hand and staring into the very soul of the android with a stern look. Before, without a word more, Goku raises his palm straight to the face of Gero as he yells, "What is this? What are you doing? Wait!" Kai! But in an equally merciless fashion, reminiscent of Ultra Vegito, God of Destruction Goku yells out the iconic words of destruction. And just as expected, finally doing what Ultra Vegito should have done already, the evil Dr. Gero is erased from the face of the earth for eternity.
So he got taken out that quick. You know what I'm saying? Now Dr. Gero ain't an issue now. He's not in the middle of the fight. Now it's about to get ugly between Cell and Goku. And Ultra Vegito really messed up this timeline, bro. He really should have erased bruh back then, but he let him go because he did him a favor. So, but it is what it is.
Slowly dissipating into dust that escapes into the air. What? Father, what did you do to him, Son Goku? Leaving this version of Cell positively dejected as for the first time he feels the same sense of sorrow, sadness, and anger that had plagued Goku, witnessing the erasure of his beloved father and creator right before his eyes. Son Goku, I'll have your head for that! Instantly causing the forlorn android to explode in rage, in a crazy and ironic callback to Son Gohan of the original timeline, as Cell becomes coated in a roaring yellow aura surrounded in vicious blue lightning. It's almost as if with Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan absorbed, this Cell has gone far beyond even a Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, I figured that the Saiyans that he absorbed was going to give him a certain boost. You know what I'm saying? Because he already got Saiyan genes in him. So that was definitely going to make him stronger than what he normally would have been. You know what I mean? On top of the Ultra Vegeta power access that he has.
Goku! With a look of pure rage, Cell looks on at Goku with gritted teeth before continuing. You have no idea what you have done. That man was my key to attaining an even greater level of power. Who knows what upgrades he could have made me if it wasn't for you. You'll die a painful death for this, Goku. Understand that. But as Goku stands across from the fully powered up Cell, he just remains unusually silent, wondering internally the level of his opponent that he must now face, and whether he matches up. He thinks inside, damn it, Beerus was right. Cell has gotten way stronger, maybe even stronger than what we prepared for. I can sense everyone's energy inside him. Vegeta's, Piccolo's, Gohan's. Instantly in response, Goku begins powering up himself, blasting forward a golden aura that rivals even Cell's as veins bulge all over. Rumbling as he does so, looks like I'm going to have to go to level 2 for him straight out the gates. Within a final roar, God of Destruction Goku reveals his own Super Saiyan 2 form, also now surrounded in blue electricity in a callback to how his teen son would have looked like back in Z. And as the two powerhouses face each other, Cell comments, haha, So this is the Son Goku I heard so much about. I'm pleased. At least you attained this level of power. Now I can have some fun while I crush you to dust. To which Goku says back, I have to pay my compliments too. Even if taking the energy of all my friends, it's absolutely insane to see the kind of power you're generating. You have no idea what I had to go through to get this kind of energy, but you'll probably get a hint of that in a second. Cell! Goku!
When that spit come out their mouth, that's how you know it's. That's how you know the fight's serious, bro. They really into it too. They about to beat the life out of each other.
As immediately, without warning, and in tandem synchronization, both God of Destruction Goku and Ultra Cell rush in at each other with such hatred, anger, and fury in both their hearts. Spit flies out of both their mouths as they race to end each other's lives. And in a testament to not only how equal their emotions are, but also their power, their first punches trade on each other, sending both of them flying in opposite directions as blood splatters from their agape mouths. But as they regain themselves, a curious smile is seen on Goku's face, as if his Saiyan instincts and love for battle can't help but give him a sense of enjoyment even in this bleak scenario, as he comments, that actually hurts. Not quite as hard as when Beerus hits me, but not bad at all, Cell. I'm kind of excited to see just how strong you really are. You don't need to hold back, you know. And Cell, who reciprocates the Saiyan smirk, perhaps channeling his inner Vegeta, says back, Beerus, is that supposed to be someone I know? Or are you getting delirious already? You do look older after all, like you've aged recently. But regardless, if experiencing my power is what you desire, I can do just that. And with that said, Cell quietly then gets into an unfamiliar fighting stance. Huh? What's he doing? And with ridiculous speed, Cell launches a punch at Goku that lands with force on the unsuspecting Saiyan, with Cell gloating, satisfied yet? Now who hits harder, me or this Beerus? And as Goku's head swings back from the impact, he still has time to quip back. Still Beerus. And just like that, the two begin engaging in a ferocious back and forth battle, trading blows equally until... Damn it! In a brief instant, Cell momentarily feels a glimpse of rust as he never before had to push his new perfect body to this kind of level. Instantly, like a fox pouncing on his prey, Goku takes advantage of the brief opening, rushing in front of Cell as the android remains completely taken by shock. Take that, Cell!
Well, it seemed like Goku didn't underestimate his power, though. Seemed like he's, hanging in there, actually winning right now. So, nice. But neither one of them is using Ultra Instinct or any one of those levels at the moment. So, they probably just warming up.
Now that's a taste of how hard Beerus really hits. Instantly landing a punch right in the gut of Perfect Cell, as if almost challenging what his son was supposed to do through himself, leaving Cell gasping for air as he spits out saliva. But just like that, not to be outdone, Cell replies with his own brutal attack, kicking Goku straight up and through the stomach as well. With a full, extended leg, still keeping up the banter, replying, "Well, I hope this reminded you of this Beerus too." This attack, though, seemingly may have in fact been as hard as Beerus's, because Goku, following this, is seen in a world of pain even greater than what Cell was in. As immediately, Cell combos his attack, following up with a backhanded swipe, sending the damaged Goku flying into a nearby building for a crash landing, falling to the ground as rocks from the building itself fall onto him, leaving Goku to be buried presumably unconscious under the rubble. Meanwhile, some distance away, a pleased Cell lands with a thud, and with a cocky smirk, peers at the god of destruction and gloats, "Like I said, this is far more entertaining than I had expected. You're nothing like what the data suggests. I'm glad. I couldn't bear to fight another weakling. You should have seen the last Saiyan I annihilated. What was his name again? Gohan? What a pitiful excuse for a challenger."
Sometimes that be the enemy's mistake. They talk too much, bro. Then give the other opponent time to build up energy, anger, because you know they get stronger from anger, bro. You just gonna make bro mad and make Goku snap and go to another level. Now you got to deal with something else instead of finishing the fight. Idiots.
All he could do was beg for his life in his final moments, constantly whining, "Dad, Dad." How pathetic. If only his dad did come to save him. Oh wait, wasn't that supposed to be you, Son Goku? And ultimately, from beneath the rubble, Goku, on hearing these words, the mention of his deceased son, his final moments, and the laughter of his cold-blooded killer, sends Goku over the edge. As with a ferocious explosion of aura and energy from the debris, Goku yells with pure, unadulterated rage, his energy itself rumbling the entire planet. And with his head bowed, it's clear from his hairstyle and mysterious divine aura, Goku was no longer a Super Saiyan, but had finally activated his mastered Ultra Instinct, somehow finding a way to get his emotions in check once more after the disrespectful words of Cell. With veins bulging, he calmly just says instead, You don't ever mention my son's name again. This power. This is Son Goku. And witnessing this incredible feat after pushing Goku to the utmost limit emotionally, just as Gohan was in the true timeline, Cell stands in a state of shock, only able to cover himself from the bright light and flow of smoke and debris that berates him. Until, in a turn of the tables, Ultra Cell, as his name suggests, then enters his own mastered Ultra Instinct state, raising his head before opening his eyes and staring directly at Goku, and saying with a smile, "Got it. Now let the real Cell games begin, Son Goku."
Now the fight about to get real intense. And I already knew that neither one of them had jumped into these forms. And I believe that they either both have another form to jump into or just one of them. Let's find out.
But that was it for today's video, guys. And if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag
video, you guys. Oh man, yeah. Next week, excuse me, not next week. Tomorrow's episode is gonna be insane, bro, because I definitely want to see what happens at the end of this fight, boy. They both Ultra Instinct. potentially can destroy the planet. If they don't, contain themselves. You feel me? But that was a really great episode. It was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it. But that's it for me today, you guys. That's it for the video. Make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And you guys already know the slogan, man. Believe in yourself, because ain't nobody else gonna do it, bro. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spent cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.